Welcome to 10 Minutes. I'm Tony Scott. Today's show is sponsored by Gentry Academy. Today we'll have Jen Kurth in studio to talk about what is new at the school. All right, let's talk some hockey. Shattuck St. Mary's had a big day yesterday, hauling in 4 national championships in one day. The girls won the 16 and 19U titles in Blaine, and the boys 16 won for the second straight year in San Jose, and the 14s won their second in the last 3 years in Alaska. The 16U girls won their 4th straight title, practically a dynasty at that level. They beat Team Minnesota Elite Gray 2-1, and the 19U title game, the Sabres won 2-1 in overtime over Minnesota Elite Black. On the boys' side, Derek Malahy had 21 saves, turning away some point-blank shots for Shattuck's 14U team as they beat the Boston Junior Eagles 3-1. Robert Master-Simone had 2 points. Edina's Grant Silanoff and Cam York added goals in their win. The 16s got a great performance from Bloomington's Jack Robel Monday. He was amazing, turning away 24 of 25 shots, and Connor McMenamin did his thing up front, scoring a highlight reel goal for the game winner late in the second period. In other Minnesota news, drama in Grand Rapids appears to be over. And in this case, the drama is really, really good news. Trent Klatt has decided to return to the Halloween machine and coach. Also good news out there for those who follow YHH on Twitter and are looking for a little break. I tweeted that I'd stop tweeting for a day if Trent came back to coach. The silence will either be Wednesday or Thursday this week. Speaking of high school hockey, YHH learned that Todd Berglund was named the new head coach at Maple Grove. And even bigger news, former North Star Gordy Roberts has resigned his head coaching position at Elk River to become an assistant for Berglund for the Crimson. The 4 Minnesota 2000 birth years who have accepted their invitation to the U.S. National Development Program should be announced as soon as tomorrow by USA Hockey. Stay tuned to YHH for that announcement and the analysis of the 11 players who were invited to the evaluation camp in Detroit. And finally, our 4 Youth Player of the Year awards will be handed out next Wednesday on a special edition of 10 Minutes. The YHH Bantam Player of the Year, the 2 Whiz Wide Awards for Squirts and Peewees, and our Goalie of the Year will all be announced next week. Should be a fun show. We're joined today with Jen Kurth from Gentry Academy. Jen, thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Last time you were on, we made our dubious picks for the Youth State Tournament. I believe we collectively got 5 right, and now rankings got 6.
Yes, and I got 2. You got 3.
Yeah.
And you do this for a living.
Yeah, I know. And to make matters worse, you picked 3 Elk Rivers that none won. 4 Elk Rivers. Yeah, that's right, bam. So,
Yeah.
4 Elk Rivers that didn't win, and then a neighbor, which was North Wright, who I saw lose in the semifinals on that Saturday in Burnsville. Yeah. All right, but congratulations on your son's team took 3rd and stayed up in Grand Rapids. That was kind of a fun weekend for you guys.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
A lot of exciting happening. All right, so speaking of excitement, we're here to talk a little bit about Gentry. Let's talk about an exciting thing that the boys and the kids are going to do at the school this week as far as the NHL playoffs and a draft and things like that.
Yeah, so starting next Wednesday, they will be drafting players that are left in the playoffs.
Yep.
So from the 16 teams there, they'll have a partner. They have to learn how to balance a checkbook. They get like a $60 million budget.
Like a budget, like almost like a fantasy draft.
Yep, exactly. And then they have to pick their teams from the players that are left, and then they keep their stats. So they report them every week, and there'll be a winner at the end of the school year. So.
Well, it's pretty exciting for the kids because they have to learn what teams are going to go longest in the playoffs because the longer they get in, the more points they get. So you might not take a really great player, but he might be on a team where he's going to be in the playoff for 4 rounds.
Yep, exactly.
Versus a really superstar player who might lose in the first round, which I think the playoffs are super balanced this year. I think anybody can win anytime, so it'll be fun. So what's the dress code for the draft? I heard it's kind of a hodgepodge
Well,
here.
we tell the students they're welcome to wear their Gentry stuff, or they can dress like an owner of a hockey team. So we've had students come in sport coats, ties, the fedora, the briefcase. They're set.
Nice. So that'll be fun to see. Just put some pictures on your Twitter feed. It'll be fun to see.
All right.
All right. So that's a little bit about what the kids are doing. Let's talk about a little for the parents. Parents will have an open house. Prospective parents have an open house that they can come to. You have 2 of them next week, Tuesday and Wednesday. Talk a little bit about the open house. Different than a shadow day.
Yes.
It's more of an answers to all questions versus an answer to see what you want to see.
Yeah. So we're going to let the parents know, what our plans are for the future. They can come in and we'll tell them what our academics look like now at the middle school. We'll talk about our academics for the high school, leadership. Our win time will be changing. It'll be a little bit more focused on right now it's a small segment of academics. Next year it'll be academics and athletics, and they can pick, whatever, it's WIN, so it's what I need. So it'll be tailored to each student. And then we'll go over our Pathfinder program, which is the interns here at Gradient. And then we'll talk about our giving back campaign we do, and then question and answer session.
Lots of people there with answers, though. There'll be lots of different people answering questions. Talk a little bit about the golf and the dance and the lacrosse. That's new to our show. So talk a little bit about those three to start with.
So the instructors from all of those prospective athletics will be there.
Yeah, dance isn't really considered athletics, but it's a very athletic event, that's for sure.
So Andrew will be there to talk about lacrosse. Ellie, one of our teachers, and Carol will be there to talk about dance. Joe Dietzig will talk about our hockey. And then Joe and Billy will be there to talk about our Galaxy teams. And then John Rikstead from the golf course.
He's the pro at Keller, right?
Yep. Okay. And he will be there to answer questions about golf.
Oh, great. So lots of answers. All right, so time to put you on the teleprompter again. Are you ready to do this?
Yes.
All right. Let's hear about the now prospects.
All right. Congrats to 2 Minnesota now prospects who recently made Division I verbal commitments. 2017 prospect Henry Ennebeck from Lakeville North committed to St. Cloud State. Go Huskies. And 2018 prospect Keegan Karki from St. Cloud Cathedral gave his pledge to North Dakota. The 2 commitments came about 30 minutes apart last week.
Yeah, no lie. It was like one came out and then another came out. I was like, bam, bam, back and forth. All right, so here we go. Little Tommy Chicago trivia question. Last week's trivia answer was Jordan Leopold. The former Gopher won the Hobie Baker Award and also played for the National Development Team in Ann Arbor, Michigan. This week's question is old school trivia. He played his college hockey for a team called the Fighting Sioux, and he used a hockey stick invented by his dad and uncle. If you can name this former 1980 Olympian, send an email to youthhockeyhub@gmail.com to win a gift card to Tommy Chicago's. All right, now time to hand out some game pucks. Jen, you want to go first?
Yes. I am giving the game puck to all of the student athletes from the
Minnesota Selects,
weekend. Yep, I'm St. Cloud. They got pins for academic excellence, and then they also they had an all-star team of academics, and they were given a plaque. And so I love that they bring the academics into the
My understanding was there was going to be one top student from each team making out that all-star team.
Yep.
Kind of like the top player, but this would be the top student.
So
Pretty
I love
cool
that.
concept.
Way to focus on the academics. As a teacher, I'm all about that.
Yeah, especially after spring break, where everybody's the last thing those hockey players are probably thinking about is school. It probably refocused them a little bit heading into spring. So
your turn.
All right, my game puck goes out to all the people from Grand Rapids who were able to do whatever they did to get Trent Klatt to come back to Grand Rapids. A huge win for Grand Rapids, and I think even a bigger win for Minnesota State high school hockey. Have a big name like that and a big-time program like Grand Rapids is a huge win for the entire state of hockey. We couldn't be happier, so congratulations, game puck to all the people in Grand Rapids for whatever they did to get him to come back. So for Jen Kurth, I'm Tony Scott. Thank you for tuning in to today's show.
Thank you.